Welcome back, everybody. This is a channel update kind of a video. There's not too much to this one. I happen to be flying the F-16 against the JF-17. This is my first. This is actually my second fight with the JF-17, just to kind of see how the F-16 stacks up against it. But mostly what I wanted to talk about is thanks to everybody for watching my live stream, which was just before the last video I put up, but that was my first live stream, and I wanted to apologize. There were actually 3 live streams, and the first 2 kind of messed up on me a little bit, so I started them and then I stopped them, and so I apologize for that and for the confusion, but thanks guys for watching. Also, I wanted to apologize because I couldn't see on the YouTube interface. I think I was just missing it. I couldn't really see how many people were watching, so there were more people watching than what I thought, and I would have done a few more shout outs and things like that had I been able to see that. So next time I do a live stream, I'm going to try to take a little more time and look for that a little better. I was worrying a lot about getting the aircraft matches set up and following the bracket correctly and getting my camera angles and things like that. So I kind of messed that up a little bit. So that was the first thing I wanted to say. The other thing that I was going to talk about is my Teespring store, which I mentioned in that live stream, but I wanted to make an official announcement. YouTube, until they start liking me, I can't really tie it to my YouTube channel. So I wanted to talk about it, and I'll show the store here in a minute, a little bit. But essentially, yeah, I don't make any money on this channel, and that's fine for now. I would like to, but I don't get any ad money or anything like that. And I do have my Patreon. I'm not expecting anybody to go throw money at it, but if I've helped you out and you want to, feel free. I'd prefer you give it, give money to other people that need it more than me, like charities, or if you just know somebody in your community that really needs help. I think I mentioned that in my Patreon video a long time ago. I'd rather see people just give that money to people that need it instead of to me, because I'm okay, so things are good. So I'm not expecting anything like that, but if you'd like to, it obviously would be appreciated. I put a lot of time and effort into the videos, probably less than I could, but some more than others and things like that. So anyway, and that's where the Teespring store comes from. I like doing graphic design. I'm not very good at it necessarily. I'm kind of self-taught, but I do enjoy it, and it's fun to put together different graphic ideas and stuff like that. So I'll show those here in a minute, but if there's anything that anybody wants or would be interested in, or if you go check it out and you see some shirts that you kind of like, but you wish that they were slightly different, let me know and I can work with you a little bit on it. Sometimes I don't necessarily, I have images that I think would be good, but I don't necessarily have the best ideas of how to incorporate those, and so I would definitely appreciate feedback on that kind of stuff. So that's basically it. So here we'll go take a look at that store real quick, just so people can get an idea of kind of what's in it right now. So here's the storefront, and I've got to try to figure out a better way to arrange this. Maybe there's not, but there's, if you're just looking at all the products, there's a bunch of stuff, kind of my logo. I've got 2 logos that I use. One that you're probably familiar with, the other one's pretty new. I haven't started using it much, but there's a couple shirts that you may not think are funny. Maybe you do. Maybe they're cool. Maybe they're nerdy. I don't really know, but there's some mugs, stickers, and things like that. So in the apparel, obviously you can kind of select it by hoodies or long sleeve shirts, whatever I've set up in there, so you can get some filtered lists a little bit easier that way. And obviously, it's just kind of mixed in there. I've got this TWS shirt. I don't know that too many people are going to enjoy that, but I hate it when websites do that. But I think it's funny. I'm kind of a noob, so I use TWS all the time. Maybe you guys do too. I don't know, but gotten the impression that it's sort of a noob thing. This shirt I really like. My friend helped me come up with that saying. If you remember the movie Tombstone, that's a line in Tombstone. And then there's this, this I don't like the saying. This is a different subject, but I don't like the saying that you can do anything you put your mind to, because you literally can't. I don't think that should stop you from trying, but there are certain things that you just can't do, and so that F-16 shirt had a double meaning. But there's mugs and wall art. I don't know why anybody would want those, but I think they're cool. I want them. And then so there's phone cases and stuff like that. So one of this sticker is not die cut. This one up here is. So if you want one that's the shape, then you'd want the die cut one. I don't know if that radar sticker would interest anybody at all. See, this is stuff I think it's kind of cool, but I don't know if anybody would be interested in it at all. And then, of course, if you go to the About section, it's kind of small, but that little button will take you back to the YouTube channel, which brings us full circle. And now I will probably not talk much during this part, but this is just external views of that last fight, the F-16 versus JF-17 fight. And I guess I could talk about a couple of things here. One thing you'll notice is that DCS is really killing me with frame drops, especially in external views. And I've talked about this before, but my machine, it's not top of the line by any stretch of the imagination, but it's a pretty good machine. It's, according to Computer Age, I think it's got a little bit of age on it, but not much, like a year and a half, something like that. And it runs everything else perfectly on maximum settings. I don't get frame drops in anything except for DCS, and so it kind of bugs me, especially since I'm in single player and there's only 2 aircraft in this map. But anyway, I could go on and on and on about it. I know DCS does look really well. There's a lot of moving parts and there's a lot going on. I'm recording. It's keeping track of the tracks, as it were, and so there's a lot going on there. And I don't want to complain too hard about it, but I think it's just something that could be optimized a little better. I've gone in and made some graphics changes to reduce the shadows and reduce some of the things that I think were causing issues. And it doesn't seem to help. So anyway, as far as the fight goes, this JF-17 can change directions really, really quickly. So whenever I'm trying to get it into a scissors kind of maneuver, it was really hard to get it to get in front of me, and I wound up having to slow down more. I've been trying to not slow down as much, and I wound up having to slow down a lot to get him to pass me, and I did eventually get him to pass me. But I do think the F-16 has more maneuverability, has more capabilities in that aspect, or that regime, and it should. But the JF-17 is small. It's really hard to see. So if you lose track of it, especially with how hard things can be to see in a video game, it could get pretty difficult. So there was a number of times where I just lost it because it's so small, and then all of a sudden it popped up on my RWR. Once I even got in behind it and was in pretty good position, and then I somehow lost it and had to let it get behind me again just to find it. So it was a little bit tricky. It's not too hard if you can keep your eyes on it. I think that it's definitely, the fight will go in favor of the F-16 every time, pretty much, if you can keep your eyes on it. But you will run out of fuel faster, and it is hard to see, and it does reverse its turns really, really well. So it can be a little bit tricky. So there, I talked more than I thought I would. Hope you guys don't mind. And other than that, just enjoy this kill and these really cool models of 2 really cool aircraft. And as always, thank you guys for watching.